I don't think there's any question that we have made improvement. Uh, one of the things that separates a good from a poor defense is consistency, and we're starting to be more consistent. We're better, on deep balls. We're better tackling in space. We're better fitting the run. We just need to make sure that we stay consistent. Uh, I'm not sure that I can sit here and tell you, hey, we're going to be dominating, but there's a lot of teams out there. I've won championships with defensive that make you work to get anything that you get. Um, I do know this. I think the kids have bought into what we're doing. Uh, I think it's the system is in place. They like it. We just got to keep working. The fundamentals. It really does. It's a fundamental game.
So many new faces in the secondary that weren't here in the spring. How much of a challenge was it when the football game started?
It's ground zero. You start at ground zero. You got. I reflect back when I went to Baylor. It was a very similar situation. I brought in three kids. I brought in a kid that came in on Tuesday and played 90 snaps against TCU in a win on Friday. I mean, and they had to put him on ice for 2 days. But just the experience factor. I mean, you look at it and it's like Todd and I were talking. They're talented. They're athletes. But the best thing I like about them, I like that room right now. I mean, there's a can-do attitude, and that goes a long way. And we don't have anybody that is over opinionated about his ability, and the it factor is in the room right now. DJ is he's just a steady Eddie. He is a guy that he's played a lot of football. When you go back and look at his career, he told me today, I did not know this. Y'all been here. He told me he came here weighing 189 and said he played as a freshman. I'm going, wow, you're kidding me. He's had a lot of snaps, and DJ and I have had a lot of deep conversations. He does not want to end his career with what's happened the last 2 years, especially defensively. And I think he's responding on it, acting on it. He leads. He's tough. He's improved dramatically in coverage. That's the thing I looked at. People ask me, did I look at last year's tape? Yes, I did, because I wanted to see. I wanted an assessment. What the issues were, and our underneath coverage was bad. And in this league, you better be good. And he has made leaps and bounds in his coverage.
Coach, you worked hard to bring along your backup linebackers, Deion Gaynor, Kalen Thomas. What do you think about those guys if they do need to be called upon?
Well, I think this. I look at just where we started and where they're at now. They're better. I mean, Deion Gaynor has had a really good camp. Kalen has been. I mean, he is a one play. It looks like All-American. The next play, did we? I told Keith, did we even? It's the same guy. But I'm telling you, 3 days in a row, he's had 3 good days, and that's how you coach him. That's how you build. We also moved Malik back to Mike. I tell you, a kid that's going to play this year. I don't know. Hopefully, he doesn't have to play that much on deep. It's Soley. He's a good football player. I see down the road. I mean, he came here and he weighed 200 pounds. He's 200, I think, 18 pounds now. Grizz has done a wonderful job with him. He's got instinct. He's got speed. It's obvious that he's come from a good program, and he's a guy that we like.
After coaching the Big 12 and SEC, do you change anything about your philosophy coming to Pac-12?
I really view, and I think I've told some of you this, it appears to me that both the Pac-12 and the Big 12 are very similar. When I watched them, and of course my son was here last year, and I watched a lot of games, stayed up late and watched, a lot of spread, tempo, and then you have those teams like we had, like Kansas State and the Stanfords, and I think that right now, on our schedule, it's going to be sort of interesting, when we broke down San Diego State, and right now their whole San Diego State's number one formation is 22, 2 tight ends, 2 backs. Who in the world in college football has done that and won as many games as Rocky has? So I think the leagues are very similar.
Christian Sam in particular, after coming off of a season-ending injury, how does a guy kind of bounce back and come back stronger and more mentally and physically?
Now, who is that?
Christian Sam?
Oh, Christian. I think that Christian is if you look at him, I mean, my God, he's body beautiful. And of course, I'm always on him. I said, if we ever get you to play like your body, I said we're gonna be in business. And Christian and I go way back to when he was in 9th and 10th grade. I kept telling him at Baylor, I'm gonna take you, and I didn't take him. He said he didn't want to come, but he did. But I tracked him down. But he is a guy that when he is on, just like the 2 scrimmages, he has played well. He can be very productive, and I think Keith has done a really good job of working him in there. I think he's playing well. I think it's I'm just very pleased with Jamarcus right now as a person too. He's got his personality and his personal business in order, and he is playing very well. He's very important to us.
I think that combination between him and Ball, you're pretty set at that position. Between him and Marcus Ball, you're pretty set there at Spur.
At Spur, I think so. And I'm gonna tell you something. Tyler Wally is a guy that has had some good moments. So I think we have done a good job there. We're not settled totally in the secondary at safety. We've got King, DeMonte King is probably going to miss the first game, and he's going to be a plus for us. And I really wish he could play in this game, but he's not. We're going to hold him out, and maybe even until Tech. But it's just we've got some decisions to make, whether to move some people or play with the guys we have back there.
That's what I was going to ask. Is that your 2 weeks before the opener? Is that your biggest concern right now, just the back end?
Well, I think at corners we're okay. I look at. Let me tell you something. Joey Bryant's had an outstanding camp. I moved him to the boundary. Kobe is a really good player. Mo Chandler is taking steps. Chance Lucas was demoted, is coming back, pressing for a position right now, and then Cornet. So I think we might have 5 corners. At safety, we got Marcus, who's a dual player. We've got Chad Adams has had a great camp, and then with DeMonte not there, we've got Das. Das has played well, just not as consistent as what I want. So just the depth that we're looking for on that part. I would say more safety right now than corner.